today's video, we're going to do some flaring. And I'm going to go step by step on how to flare, how to attach. So let me just start off here. So I got a little mock-up. This is basically a flare. Let's say you're doing a flare connection to a mini split, you know, whether it be to the indoor unit or to the heat pump itself. So a little mock-up of a flare nut to, that I'm going to attach to, just to kind of show you how that's done, how you do your torquing and everything on that. So what we're going to need in this video is our torque wrench. This is my Black Max digital torque wrench. Tubing cutters that you saw yesterday. The Nylog blue that you apply to just a drop to the threads and a small drop to the back side of the flare. I call it the goop and schmear. And we have our deburring tool that you saw me use yesterday on the copper. And then our flaring block. I like the hand blocks. I'm not a big fan of the machines yet, just because of the bulkiness of them. I might switch soon. We will see. And then you need some form of backup wrench, a backup crescent wrench, to hold your other side when you're tightening down your flare nut. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up. I'm gonna get my copper piece. This just happens to be 5/8, but it'll work. What I'm going to show you is going to work for any size of copper. And if I don't cover something in this video, let me know, and I will definitely make another one and fill in any gaps that I may leave out. So just let me know, okay? So let me get set up and we'll get started. Okay guys, we're all set up here. So where do we start? We start with our piece of copper. So let's say you pulled your refrigerant lines through, you got your piece cut, right? So the first thing you want to do, just like you when you're brazing, let me slide this over real quick, guys. There we go. Now it's more centered. Perfect. So just like when you're brazing, you always want to deburr. It's even more important with flares. So take your deburring tool, make sure that your pipe's pointed down, of course, and you're just going to go around till it's nice and smooth and you got your full circumference of the pipe on the inside, okay? See that? So I took that out, so now you got your full circumference there. So, flaring. A couple things I want to note. On this flaring tool, it's got a little guard here. You push your copper up through until it hits that bar. You can't screw it up. Any good flaring tool has a stop on it, so you don't have to guess how far to put it through your block in order to get your flare the right depth. So this one basically is a ratcheting, so it's got a thing here that holds your flare onto the block, this little catch here, so you want to loosen that all the way, and then this is your flaring part here. Those are both loose, so now it slides, okay? So then you're going to open up your block like that to the size, and it's got different sizes on it. I don't know if you can see that. So 3/4, 5/8, half, 3/8, 5/16, quarter, 3/16. I've never done anything but quarter, 3/8, half, and 5/8. So I think I've done some larger stuff before, back when I was doing more commercial stuff. Anyway, so we're going to do the 5/8 here, which is the second one down. So then all you do, take your deburred side of your pipe, and you stick it through there like so, and then you're going to grab your guard, cross like so, okay? Run that, put that right on top of your 5/8 there, okay? Then what you're going to do is push down until your copper hits that guard. Then you can cinch this down, okay? Just like that. Then you're going to slide it out of the way. Then you're going to slide your flaring part over till it lines up. Now, each size has this little catch here, these little holes. This has a little knob on the inside that'll sit in there. So all you do is you just line up your pipe best you can, and when you tighten your handle down here, this one, move that up a little bit for you. When you tighten that down, this is going to fall into those holes, okay? So it'll line you up. And you just want to cinch it down tight. You don't want to go too tight. About when the vein starts popping out of your wrist there. Now you got it tight enough. Then what you're going to do is take this handle, and it's going to go, and you'll start to feel some resistance on it, okay? Don't stop until it clicks. It's going to click for you. It's got a built-in catch in there that's going to stop it when it gets down to where it feels like you got your flare. Hear that click? So then you're going to back this out. Just like that. Okay. Then you're going to loosen this handle so it's all the way out, and that's going to free you up. Then you can slide this off. And okay, well, this is a good learning experience, guys. I'm doing it on video, so I wasn't paying attention. That's wrong. So let's redo it. It must have fell down on me. I was trying to focus on the video. So hey, this is real, and this will happen to you from time to time. You won't be paying attention; it'll slide out or something. So let's deburr this other side, and let's do this side correctly. And I'll try to focus on it more than what the video is. I'll just let it play out for you. So deburr that out real good. Okay, so let's do it again. If you forget to put the nut on, you'll be doing it twice too, which I've done a million times. So slide that in there, like so. Make sure you're all the way up to your guard, like that, okay? See that? We're all the way up to where this metal guard is. Then you're gonna squeeze it down, slide that out of the way, put this guy back on like we did before, tighten this handle down till it's nice, till that vein pops out, okay? Then we're going to turn our handle, and we're going to go until she clicks. There we go. Pop her out. Like that. Loosen that handle. Slide her out. There we go. So now we got a good flare. See that, guys? See the depth of that? Perfect flare. Same. Here, let's show that to you better. Same all the way around. Okay. Looks good. Now, one thing I didn't show you is putting the nut on first. That's because I got a mock up here. But what you'd have is you'd have your nut back here. I'm just going to cut this end off and slide it on that way. You won't be afforded that opportunity when you're on the job. So make sure you slide your nut on there first, okay? Let me go ahead and cut this off and get the nut on there for you. Cut that. Okay. Let's get that nut. Okay, so that would be on there like so. Okay, so that's how it would have been while we were flaring. Your nut would have just been hanging back there. So another thing you want to do is verify that you're good when you slide your nut on. I mean, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. That's perfect. Okay, it fits right now. You don't want your flare hitting your threads. You just want the slide in there perfectly like that. Okay. So what's our next step? Anybody? We're going to grab this nylog blue here. So then all you're going to do, so this stuff a little bit takes you a long ways with this, okay? So all you're going to do is just squeeze out one little drop, okay? One tiny drop. I don't know if you can see that or not. One little drop. And then you're going to take your flare, okay? And you're just going to put one tiny little drop on there, okay? Just enough to lubricate it. Then you're gonna get your flare. Oop, yep, you're gonna get your flare on there. Now this is a mock-up. This is actually a gas tight fitting, okay? But pretend this is a flare connection, okay? We're mocking here, so but this is gonna be a flare. So when that goes on, make sure it goes on your flare properly. You're gonna tighten your nut down like so, okay? And then what I like to do is just maybe, you don't want to put any resistance on it, but just take your wrench first and just cinch it down tight like that, okay? Then we're going to get our digital torque wrench set up. Now I'm going to get off my my body harness here for a second. Let me show you how this digital torque wrench works. Okay, guys, this Black Max digital torque wrench, try saying that 10 times real fast, is a pretty cool deal. So it's just got your power button here on your upper left, okay, and that'll turn you on. And then what you have, let me see if I can get that light out of there. There we go. Ah, dirty dog. Here, let's put it back in here. Okay, so here's what you have. You have your I don't even know what that number is. I think that's your presets. but that's where your torque setting is there, okay? And this is where your actual torque is. And then you can adjust foot-pounds, foot inches, different things. We use foot-pounds here in the United States. If you're watching from another country, use whatever your denomination is on that. So what's cool is it's like I got a bunch of presets in here, and if I want to toggle between those, I can just go hit this plus button on the upper right, and it'll toggle through 40, 48. These are just different sizes of the pipe and different manufacturer specs. 59, 39, 14 and a half, 26, 62.7, 12. So this is 5/8, and most manufacturers I think want you between like 48 and 52. So we got 48 there, we got 59, 39, 14 and a half, 26. We'll just do the 48 for the purposes of this video. Now let's toggle back around again. It's Sunday, what do you want from me? Do it again. I do this when I'm on the job too, I get antsy. See, I'm doing it again, right after the 40. Dork. Okay, 48. And what's cool is, so you can torque with this, and whatever this number gets to, let's say it's under, you can get your wrenches on there better. You can re-zero it out and then go back to 0 in order to get your proper torque. So let's, now that I went over this wrench, let's go ahead and torque it on there, and I'll show you how that works. All right, guys, so got our torque wrench. I got it set at our 48 foot-pounds. And we'll need to adjust the jaws, obviously. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your backup wrench on there, okay? Get it on there solid, because you don't want this stuff stripping around on you. And of course that thing's all rounded out. Let's just go on this one. Just pretend that middle nut's not there, okay? So then what you're going to do is you're going to take this torque wrench and you're going to put it on there. Why is it binding up on me? Of course it is when I'm doing a video. Never had any problems with this thing. What is going on here? You gotta be kidding me. See, guys, what happens when I don't rehearse these? Why is that thing not opening up all the way? Can I get some crud in there? You're killing me. Well, we tried to make this video go smooth today. Yeah, there's something in there. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to free up my wrench. Alright guys, the joys of doing daily unedited, uncut videos. So, some reason I can't get this to go any wider to get onto my... Oh, see, now it works just fine. Are you kidding me? I set it down for a second and now it's fine. Anyway, I switched to 1/2 inch because I didn't think I'd get my wrench to go bigger. Now all of a sudden it's loose as a goose. I don't know what's going on here. But same concept, you know... same concept as the 5/8. I did the same thing, deburred it, flared it, used my guard, got my nut on there. So let me show you how we do this. Silly. So kind of look at this, how this goes on there, guys. So see what that looks like? That's what you want it to look like, okay? On there nice and smooth. Obviously you got a drop of the nylog here, a drop on your threads. You're gonna slide your nut on. And what I like to do is just get it on there snug, and then take your crescent wrench. Obviously you'll have a backer here, but I'm just showing you, and then you just want to snug that down a little bit. Then, so 1/2 inch is a little different. Just for the sake of the video, let's just guess it's going to be, let's guess it's 30, okay? Yeah, I think it's a little higher than that, but let's guess 30. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your backer on there, okay, like we did before. Make sure it's on there snug, okay? Then you're going to take your torque wrench. This one's really nice because as soon as you start getting close to the torque, it starts buzzing, and then it'll actually beep once you're there. So you want to make sure that's on there snug, and you're just going to go very gently, okay? A little bit further. You can see that. Hear it beep, and it just buzzed on me, okay? So I'm at 32. I went a little bit over, but you get the gist of it. You know, if you're within a couple of foot-pounds, you're going to be fine. It's a fail-safe. Then you know where you're at. You're not just taking 2 wrenches and trying to go as hard as you can like I used to do when I first started doing these. I would just take 2 wrenches and just crank as hard as I could, and I'm sure I had some cracked flares. I had leaks. So as soon as I started using the torque wrenches, it's made a world of difference. Coupled with the Nylog, it's been a huge difference. I can't remember the last time I've had a leak, to be honest. I had one time, I think within the last 3 years, and it wasn't my fault. It was something to do with the line itself. I had like a pinhole in the actual copper. So yeah, I mean, it's real easy to flare. Hopefully this mock-up made sense to you. You know, this is your heat pump, or this is your lines coming out of a wall unit or something. You know, a couple key things you want to remember: always put your nut on first. We're all guilty of it. I know we've all done it. If you haven't, kudos on you. You got lucky. Always put a drop of Nylog on the threads and on the back side of your male flare. And you know, take your time. Make sure you get your backer wrench on there, and just go very slowly with your torque wrench, and don't over torque it. Sometimes when you first start using a torque wrench, it's going to feel like it's not quite tight enough. That's good. You don't want to over tighten. When I first started using it, I thought, shoot, there's no way that's snug. Then I went and pressure tested. The thing held, no problem. And I never get any callbacks for leaks on my flares. It's all about taking your time. Don't get in a rush. You know, if you want to rush on something, rush pulling your lines or something. But if you're trying to make up time, make it up somewhere else. When you're doing your flares, take your time. Do it right the first time. Don't feel like you did something wrong, and you just, you know, it's always in the back of your mind that you might have a leak or something. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this, guys. And you know, I'm planning on doing these every Saturday and Sunday if I'm not on vacation or something. If I'm home, I'm happy to do these every weekend. And then obviously I have my daily videos, ride-alongs, that I show you quite a bit of stuff too. That's more of a step-by-step of my install progress, though, not really getting in depth like this. So if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know, guys. Thanks for watching.